Firstly and foremost, I will start with the introduction. Bilirubin is an end product of heme metabolism, which occur endothelal cell predominantly in the liver, bone marrow, and spleen. Bilirubin consists of an open chain of co-parent ring joined together by co-parent rings. Next slide. This is the metabolism of bilirubin. Firstly and foremost, under physiological condition, heme or hemoglobin is breaking down. By here, about 1.2 times 10 raised to 8, hemoglobin is breaking down. When it's breaks down, there is the protein part and the non-protein part. The non-protein part is the heme. The protein part is the globulin, which degrades to reuse. While heme is the main source of bilirubin. The bilirubin is formed in the macrosomal fraction of the cell by the enzymes heme oxygenase. But before bilirubin is formed, biliverdin is formed, which is excreted in amphibians and babes. And later, the soluble enzymes called biliverdin reductase reduce this biliverdin to bilirubin. After the bilirubin is formed, it is not soluble. It cannot be excreted into the bilirubin products. Firstly, it is carried from the plasma to the liver by albumin. After albumin binds bilirubin to form albumin complex, it takes at the solitary surface of the liver, in which there is a protein called ligandase. The importance of this ligandase is preventing the bilirubin from going back into the bloodstream. Now the bilirubin is the state of the liver, but it is not soluble. It is not conjugated. That means that it cannot be excreted. Bilirubin is conjugated with glucuronic acid. This glucuronic acid is formed from UDP glucose by the enzymes UDP glucose dehydrogenase. After the bilirubin is conjugated, now it can enter into the bilirubin duct. As soon as the conjugated bilirubin enter into the bilirubin duct, there is a bacteria, specific bacteria, which is beta-glucuronidase, which will remove the glucuronic acid. Because the only importance of this glucuronic acid is to conjugate the bilirubin, not to be excreted. After it has been removed, it will be converted to urobilin. This urobilin converted to urobilin, which is found in the urine, and it's cacobilin, which is found in the feces. Next slide. This is what I have said. It's just three processes: offset of bilirubin to the liver parenchymal cell, conjugation of bilirubin with glucuronic acid, and secretion of conjugated bilirubin into the bilirubin duct. Next slide. Causes of the disorders of this bilirubin is called hyperbilirubinemia. So that it has its own causes. Firstly, overproduction of bilirubin more than the normal liver can excrete it. When the bilirubin is over, the liver cannot adapt to conjugate that bilirubin. The failure of the damaged liver to excrete the bilirubin produced in normal amounts. In this case, the bilirubin is formed in normal amount, but the inability of the damaged liver, it cannot conjugate that bilirubin. And the next one is obstruction of the excretory duct of the body. Now the bilirubin is produced in normal amount, it is conjugated, but due to the obstruction of the bilirubin duct, it cannot be excreted. Hyperbilirubinemia is the rise in the level of bilirubin in the in the blood. It's called hyperbilirubinemia. And hyperbilirubinemia concentration in the serum leads to a clinical condition called jaundice. This is the condition of this hyperbilirubinemia. The infectious diseases that cause this jaundice include hemolytic anemia. This is a condition due to the excess hemolysis of the erythrocyte or hemoglobin, in which the liver cannot conjugate that bilirubin. And we have neonatal physiological jaundice. This is accelerated of the bilirubin, accelerated of the hemolysis of the hemoglobin during the time of birth, and coupled with the immaturity of the liver. The newborn baby doesn't have the mature liver to conjugate that bilirubin. And this neonatal physiological jaundice is more dangerous in the children because when there is conjugated bilirubin in the serum, it penetrates into the blood-brain barrier, causing hyperbilirubinemia encephalopathy or caryopathy. Then the next one is Crigler-Najjar syndrome 1 and 2. Crigler-Najjar syndrome is a rare autosomal recessive disorder due to the mutation in according bilirubin enzymatic enzymes, UGT, glucuronide transferase. And the only difference between Crigler-Najjar syndrome 1 and 2 is that in Crigler-Najjar syndrome 1, the activity of UDP glucuronide transferase is retained, and it's not exceeded 20 milligrams per day. But in the case of Crigler-Najjar syndrome 2, the activity of the enzyme is totally not there. Then the next one is Gilpin syndrome. It is also a rare autosomal recessive disorder due to the mutation of this UDP glucuronic acid. But in this case, 30% of the enzyme and the activity of the enzymes is retained. And there is the other one is double Johnson syndrome. This double Johnson syndrome, rare autosomal recessive disorder due to the mutation of NARP. This one is named multi-drug resistance protein A. This multi-drug resistance protein A, it is produced in the secretion of that bilirubin into the bacterium. This is a typical example of how jaundice, discoloration of, it causes discoloration in the sclera of the eyes. Normally it is yellow. When someone is suffering from hyperbilirubinemia, his eyes is being discolorized and also his skin. This is a typical example of how the eyes. Then now, hyperbilirubinemia is already exists. How can we manage this hyperbilirubinemia? There is the use of drugs which is called phenobarbital. This phenobarbital induces the activity of bilirubin upon enzymatic enzymes, and there is liver transference, and we have phototherapy blue lights. The patient will be put on 450 to 470 nanometer, in which it promotes the secretion of this bilirubin by converting it to non-isomer bilirubin. Next slide. Conclusion: excess circulation and accumulation of bilirubin result in yellow-orange discoloration of teeth, and is most easily visible in extracellular discoloration of the eyes.
That is a nice presentation. Kurawa, are you from Kano? Do you know Ado Kurawa? Special advisor to the former governor of religious affairs.
Muslim.
Are you sure? You know, you were our classmate one time here before he absconded. Now you mentioned entertainment in the management of jaundice or hyperbilirubinemia. You mentioned barbital, transplantation, and phototherapy. Now suppose I discovered a person or a child with jaundice. And I just subject him to any of these treatments.
No, sir.
For example, like I would decide that his liver should be immediately removed.
No, sir. When it's come to me one day, is phenobarbital, I cannot give phenobarbital to the baby, and also liver transparent, and also this phototherapy blue light, because the ray can affect the body. Normally what they are doing is that the mother is advised to put the son in the low light sunlight, because the bilirubin destroy the non-cellular sunlight. So that's bilirubin will be automatically transmitted.
Connectors. Can you explain connectors?
Yes, I can explain connectors. Connectors. It is a condition whereby there is high level of conjugated bilirubin in the serum. So, because of immaturity of the liver, there is a bilirubin, but it cannot be conjugated because of the lack of enzymes leading to urinary transferase. This bilirubin cannot be conjugated. So, when time by time the bilirubin will pass into the blood-brain barrier, which is called hyperbilirubinemia encephalopathy or connectors.
Finally, from my side, you said that an enzyme, you implicated an enzyme in the formation of nucleic acid. Okay. Now, outside the body, how can you form nucleic acid?
So, we can call glucuronic acids. It is formed from UDP glucose. When we have UDP glucose, it is
That is inside the body. outside ordinary. Glucuronic acid is one type of monosaccharide. It's called sugar acid. How many other sugar acids? There are two other sugar acids. They are tricky.
It is alcohol.
No, you see, let me give a setting of this. Glucuronic acid is an aluronic acid or uronic acid. Now there are two other acids, sugar acids that can also be made. You have glucuronic acid, gluconic acid, and glucaric acid. Now, do you know the names, the general names for glucaric acid, sugars like glucaric acid? So they are produced from aldoses. And that you must ask me a question. Ask me.
Very simple question. You don't believe in serve as a lab function. Can you tell us what specific function of liver in ascites? Because bilirubin, the metabolism of bilirubin is single person. That is why it is part of the liver function. Liver has several functions. The level of bilirubin is still on the plasma. Just to ascertain what is the timing, particular function of the liver. For the separation of the bilirubin. For the separation of the bilirubin. No. It's separated bilirubin and it's conjugated bilirubin. Part of the function there. Transportation. Transportation. I don't understand.
Mãi xoắn hết. Cái ok.